What do you want to talk about?
Whatever we want. I've got topics for days. I'm so Call it Topicana. Fresh squeezed.
All right, everybody, welcome to Topicana. You know what? I just wanted you guys to keep talking, and I was just going to drop in the music later because you guys were cracking me up.
Oh, really?
But then you just fucking stopped. And that
Are we recording
ruined everything. Yeah, it's happening. Andy.
now? Oh.
Amy's going to put the music in post.
Yeah, I'm going to do
She
it.
tricked all of us.
Fuck it. I won't do it live.
Well, I said the word, which one did I use? Regardless or irregardless?
We heard irregardless.
And which one is right?
Regardless.
Regardless.
But
It's a
there
stupid
has
thing
been,
to talk about.
There have been rumblings. There have been rumblings about including irregardless.
I
as
don't
correct
I
as
don't
well.
I don't feel that I use the
It's okay.
the phrase irregardless, but maybe I did.
Welcome.
Totally did.
You did.
We ripped a big old one right beforehand here of the stickiest crap.
Okay, anyway, welcome to Topicana.
Yeah.
My name's Amy. I'm here with Freddy Morris,
Hello.
Andy,
Hey.
and special guest star, old friend of the show, like super duper old friend of the show. Like, do you guys remember the first year or two of the show? It's Matt.
I really hope you don't remember the first
Yeah,
year.
it's probably better you don't.
Honestly, yeah. But like we were doing it back then. You're like a podcast pioneer. Did you know that?
I do now.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird to think about, Matt? Like you were on like one of the very first movie podcasts and one of maybe there were no specifically horror movie podcasts when we did this.
Yes, there were. Like one or
Just
two.
Pickled Embryo, right?
Yeah, maybe. Doesn't matter. Like we were
I think they're the only other ones doing
we were on
horror
the
stuff.
forefront.
Yeah.
And now it's all celebrities and like true crime.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
And Gwyneth Paltrow.
We're celebrities, kind of, in a way.
In our own hearts and minds.
I celebrate myself all the time.
He is a celebratory kind of man.
Is that a euphemism?
Yes.
It could mean
He's got a
anything.
riot
though.
account.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just pleasuring myself, Andy, but it's also pleasuring myself with the arts.
Remember that song, Tonight I Celebrate My Love With You?
I love that song.
Isn't it? I celebrate my love
Tonight.
for you. To
No,
you.
I think it's with you, right? I
With
think
you?
I think-
Which preposition is
For
it?
you?
I like we all
I thought it was for
started
you.
mumble singing it to ourselves to try to remember how it goes.
And that was your Topicana question, Freddie, right?
Was that Peebo Bryson?
That's your Topicana question.
Hey, but my question, if you don't know what Topicana is, and you probably do, but if you don't, one of us asks a question of the others. It's really the simplest thing on earth. And we usually do like a round robin thing, but this,
It is.
yeah, I'm sorry.
It is Peebo Bryson. It is Peebo
It is
Bryson.
Peebo. Okay,
And what's
thank
the
you.
lyric, though, Andy?
For you.
For you.
Oh,
I was right.
Yes.
I was
Oh,
right.
You
okay.
were right, Matt.
He's still alive.
Okay.
Peebo Bryson, right? Yeah. he's
Stop
still alive.
asking me questions
I will
that
tell
I
you no lies.
would never have the answer to.
So Peebo,
rude.
this one's for you, buddy, wherever you may be, somewhere out there. Movie songwriting is my example of one of these things that I'm about to hit you with a question for. And it's going to be very informal, but my question or proposition is what movie trope or myth or something just about movies, they keep going back to the well with that thing.
That they get it wrong.
And they get it wrong for you in any way. And you can interpret this question any way you want to. I'm not very strict about what I'm looking for with this. But like with me, when they in the movie, the songwriting moment where it's always they hit their thumb and they're like, "Oh, great balls of fire," or whatever.
And then somebody in the room is like, hey, wait a minute.
Wait a minute, but
No,
What did you just say?
It's that moment where they play the notes that are familiar to you as
yeah,
the audience, and then they get like the light bulb moment.
Or
And it's
they-
like, oh, the audience is that song.
you know what's even
Yeah.
better than that, Andy, is when they don't even have a musician in the diegetic, in the movie itself playing the song, but they put it in the score. and they hide it in the score on a kazoo or a string section, and you're like, I think that's shake, rattle, and roll, but I can't be certain until I hear him sing. But that's like the example. Like, it's not that I dislike that trope. I think that trope's really fun and fun and hilarious in the right hands, especially like Walk Hard.
It's kind of funny how everybody noticed it like hardcore a while ago, and then they keep deploying it. Like, we're not gonna notice Bohemian Rhapsody. Like,
well, yeah, well,
they
those are
did that
very
exact
tongue
same
in
shit.
cheek too.
Well, I just felt that it was an Oscar movie, so none of it was supposed to be funny.
Well, yeah,
You think Bohemian Rhapsody was tongue in cheek?
yeah, I do.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought
We
it was.
agree to disagree.
Really?
That
It's
was
so
like
it's
one
so
of the most sincere movies I've ever seen.
Well, no, I don't mean it's insincere. What I mean is like it is deliberately swinging for the fences. It's trying to do with the movie Bohemian Rhapsody with those moments.
Okay. Agree to disagree.
I think they were going for the classic rock movie moments in that. They were like, no, it is going to be like that. It's going to be they met in the parking lot after the show. It's going to be every cliche you ever want in bright spinning lights with spinning newspapers, because they did all that shit. You know what I mean? Like, it was very tongue in cheek. I mean, I'm not saying that they came at it cynically when I say that, but the style is not realistic in any way. You know, like with A New Star Is Born as an example, like the one with Lady Gaga. That's more of where I feel like their tongues were not in their cheeks at all. And it's still fucking over the top.
In each other's cheeks.
In each other's.
They were in each other's cheeks, man.
Oh, which cheeks though?
But not their mouth cheeks.
I do love that
Booty
trope.
cheek.
Booty cheeks.
So I don't want to see them stop using it, but I do think it's also would be nice to see somebody get a very loose inspiration, like the scrambled eggs moment with Paul McCartney writing Yesterday, where the song was Scrambled Eggs, not Yesterday. I want to see someone work through the stupid real processes that are involved when you're being creative.
What do you mean about scrambled eggs and Paul McCartney? What's the story behind that?
Well, the story, I think it's true. I don't know. It could be an urban legend, but Paul McCartney was figured out, the music to Yesterday at the piano, and the lyrics he came up with were scrambled eggs instead of yesterday.
When you said scrambled eggs, I thought it was the Frasier theme song.
Wouldn't it be amazing if the Beatles wrote the Frasier theme song?
And they had like the moment of inspiration for tossed salad and scrambled eggs.
What is a boy to do?
They're like, we gotta let Kelsey sing this one, boys.
No.
That's Ringo. He's like, I've got a brilliant idea.
That sounds like a very British meal too.
Yeah, tossed salad and scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
Is that a breakfast?
It's a lunch. It's everything in between.
Oh.
You'd have to ask Fraser Crane, and he's not real.
You've never had a scrambled egg salad?
I mean, they put beans on toast. What else would they do?
Do they I've never had scrambled eggs on a salad. I've had hard-boiled eggs on a salad.
Yeah, hard-boiled eggs, but scrambled eggs.
Nobody's
That sounds awful.
like
A
wet.
warm eggs, some nice lettuce.
Wilty lettuce, runny scrambled eggs.
Oh god.
Can I have the Frasier special, please?
Frasier's only Eddie.
I got you.
Only Eddie would eat that. He's a little dog.
No, I think Eddie knows better.
He's hilarious.
All right.
Who wants to go next? And we can go around as many times as is interesting.
You have to select.
All right.
You're the master of
I'm
ceremonies.
gonna say Matt, since Matt is our guest. Matt, you feel prepared to? You got something on deck?
Yeah. I've got 3, but 2 that are that evoke a more visceral reaction in me.
Okay.
And one is, well, I'll just start. So there is a trope that I don't know if it got started with Jerry Maguire or it peaked with Jerry Maguire, but it is the wise child.
Oh yeah.
Precocious children.
Yeah,
I hate
passing out
precocious
life advice and trying to guide an older parent or relative to their nirvana, to their happiness. And I think they've kind of backed off a little bit in the mainstream media, but my wife loves watching Hallmark movies.
Oh,
if you
yeah.
have watched any of those,
Littered with them.
yeah, It's always the main character is either an overworked single lady or an overworked single mom going back to her hometown for Christmas, and she brings her precocious 6 or 7 year old who's like, "But mom, everything you need is right in front of you," and it makes steam come out of my ears every time I see it because I have a child and I've been around children for a long time, and I don't.
Kids are dumb.
That was what I wanted to say. I don't want it to sound so mean,
No,
but they're dumb.
It's true. That's why they're kids.
I have a nephew around the same age, and they. I'm sure there are some smarter children out there, but they're not giving out homilies and stuff like that.
You're right.
No.
Well, you know what would be fun though?
No, certainly not.
We could make a movie where there's the magical child that you're talking about scenario, where it's grown-ups taking a child's advice, but it's real child's advice. Like maybe if you ate more boogers, you'd be smarter.
All the boogers you need are right under your nose.
Yeah. There's a reason when you think about what God did here.
Why
you'll
does
notice
boogers every show?
both boogers empty out conveniently into an outpoked bottom lip,
Right into your mouth.
right into your mouth. It's like God was telling you to eat more boogers
Why?
because someone's gonna ruin Christmas if you don't.
Mhm.
Here in Cracklenburg. Very Cracklenburg Christmas, featuring the talents of
Lacey Chabert.
Lacey
Chabert.
Chabert. Is she the child? No, she's the parent.
She's the mom. She's the overworked single mom.
Oh my god.
Who's a child? Is there a child we can cast as this with wives?
Jonathan Lipnicki.
There you go.
Now.
Now, but de-aged digitally like they do with Marvel movies.
Yeah.
He can't, but turns out he's like Jack now.
He really is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It can be like that little Hercules. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The
Turns out he was a-
Lipnicki.
Okay, quick question. Is that still a thing? Do kids still eat boogers?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, yes. I mean, I can
still
only.
gross.
You can
They're
only,
absolutely gross.
yeah.
And I did witness my daughter eating boogers on her soccer
Oh,
field.
okay.
tonight.
It is still a thing.
Still
Thank you
a
for
thing.
answering my question.
Never goes out.
Hey.
It makes me
The more things change,
makes
the
me
more they
gag
stay
even
the
to this
same.
day. I'll make eating booger jokes, but every
Constantly.
time I think about it, it like makes me. It's why I have a weak spot for that, man. If you ever want to really gross me out, it's gonna be a booger related gross out.
Love it if you
Oh,
stop.
man. What about if I ate boogers off of some cardboard?
Oh, I've finally gotten past that cardboard thing somewhat, man.
Somewhat.
Oh, man.
That's funny you remembered
Somewhat.
that. I have this weird thing where cardboard used to like rubbing it would drive me crazy. I think it was PTSD from working on loading docks.
You said it would make your mouth water.
Yeah, made my mouth water, my eyes would roll back in my head, and all the hairs on my body would stand up.
And all the hairs in his crotch would fall out.
I'd go completely bald, pubically bald instantly the minute I touched the cardboard anything.
Publicly, pubically bald.
Publicly, pubically bald.
This is like a weird version of what was that Bruce Willis movie with Samuel L. Jackson?
Oh,
I heard 3.
Unbreakable
glass.
glass.
Yeah,
Glass,
more
yeah.
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 But it's like your villain is Cardboard Man or something.
Oh.
Yeah, I just don't like it.
Cardboard man with holes.
So, do you consider the creepy child trope in horror movies part of the same thing, or no?
A creepy child, I think, taps into something kind of, visceral.
Yeah.
It's disturbing to see a child act not their age, and especially with a malevolence to it.
Yeah.
I think that's okay.
It's
Do you think
already
that-
disturbing, and then you stack on creepy on top
I think
of that.
is it the only difference the score mostly, except
Maybe.
besides like the creepy child drawings, which are always
Yeah.
a little too creepy. Like I think they'd be creepier if they were less creepy. Does that make sense?
Sorry, what?
Less is more. But when the kids draw like the black figure with the red eyes, it's crouched in. Oh, look, it's in your room tonight, mommy. There it is in the corner, and it looks too well done. Like there's too many details.
Yeah.
Like it'd be better if it could be something like it could be misinterpreted as like a letter to Santa with pictures in it. And then the score is the tipping point.
Right?
You know,
The human head weighs 8 pounds. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Think about what he said.
How
does he
even know?
Because he
Yeah.
cut one off and weighed
It's
it.
in his closet.
Crack that
Oh
code.
shit!
Jonathan Lipnicki's a serial killer. Not him, his character from Jerry Maguire.
You just saved us from a massive loss.
But just know that Jerry Maguire 2 is a different kind of movie.
All right, who's next?
His character in Jerry Maguire was named Jonathan Lipnicki because he would only respond to that.
Oh, like Tony Danza and everything he has ever done.
Right.
Oh,
Yes.
Tony.
Yeah.
You have to use the whole name. You can't. He doesn't answer just as Jonathan. It has to be Jonathan Lipnicki.
Would it be hard if you were named Nikki and you had like some disorder with your lips?
Freddy.
What kind of disorder, Fred?
Kind of might make your lips be like, you know, like different enough that people would call you Lip Nikki. And I just don't want to be known for my lips.
Well, depending on the age of that person, they'd be like, "What are you doing? I don't know who Lipnicki is."
That's
Well, yeah.
true. They have to
It's
be.
a very old reference.
Yeah.
Dude, think about this for a minute. Think about, okay,
The Zoomers
Shirley
won't know.
Temple, right?
Yeah.
Little Shirley Temple was Jonathan Lipnicki of the 20s or whatever. But she made like 3 or 4 movies and was a national treasure for generations of people. And Jonathan Lipnicki, I think, is only going to be for us and gone, like Mason Reese.
Oh,
I feel she should start a cult,
Yeah.
and then they can pray at the Shirley Temple.
Oh.
Andy? Freddie, how do you kick somebody out of the call for making a terrible pun?
I like the Shirley Temple. I'm a Seventh Day Shirley
Get
Templist.
out of here.
you drink some 7-Up with cherry juice in it.
But she was a generic cute child. She was all purpose, sell war bonds or to cover up like
She was
corporate
deployed.
crimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd put her on a video or a reel. And she'd be like, well, gee Williker, couldn't be bad for me if the government says it's good.
Cigarettes.
Smooth. So, yeah, Andy. I'd say let's go to Andy. Unless you have more to say about
no,
wise
no, I
children.
didn't want to be a negative Nancy, but it was very hard for me to think about this because
He loves everything about the movie.
no. It's because like I'm fine with tropes as long as it's in a good movie.
Yeah.
But if it's in a bad movie, then I can nitpick things. So it was hard. Like if it's in a good movie, like for example, like that, like to piggyback off Freddy's thing about music, that moment where they hear their hit song on the radio and they stop everything and they tell the person to turn it up.
I
They
love
stop
that
in
moment.
traffic.
Glitter was a great movie.
Yeah. Roach bag.
What he did with his hand where he was like, I gotta smoke.
I got
I've had it, yeah.
Why do you guys remember so much about glitter? I was like, oh yeah, I think there was a scene like that, and you guys were like, no, like let's act it out. It's a fucking trio. Like,
Maybe-
what is
Kick
that?
out fat
Didn't
ass
it-
and roach bag. Remember that?
Yeah, didn't it work out where it was just
Guys are so
Andy
weird.
and Matt and me watched Glitter together, the 3 of us?
Yeah.
And you weren't even there, Amy.
God.
But we watched Glitter together, and it was special. That's why we'll always remember it.
Who played the boyfriend in that?
Some sleazebag. He was
Stephen Dorff?
he was kind of a sleazy kind of character actor. No judgments. I'm just saying he was like, I gotta smoke, and he had a gesture that meant it.
Yeah, I wish we could show video on this.
Yeah. If you could hear what I was doing with my hands,
You could hear it. You could hear the air.
You would understand.
Swishing. But just watch the movie Glitter. And you'll
remember
know.
didn't he give her like the little digital piano right about that time too? And when he starts becoming an asshole,
No, she gave it to him as a gift.
oh, she gave it to him. That's right. And he was like, Casio beats.
Women
Yeah.
pouring all their energy into these worthless men.
It was like that was a very much a Star is Born movie too.
It is A Star is Born. It's literally
Yeah.
the same exact story.
pretty much.
Okay.
But yes, that's my answer for now. Yeah.
Yes. I understand.
That
Exactly
thing you
like
do?
nitpick, but yeah, I mean that's a very charming example. But
Yeah.
You guys are really coming for like musical movies today.
Would it be fun like to have like somebody with a really objectively terrible song in one of these movies, like Tommy Wiseau's The Room, but like a movie about making
music?
music?
Like a music version of The Room?
Yeah, where like, the song would just be like
Or the
bottles and pans, bottles and pans, bottles and pans, bottles and pans, and it comes on the radio and they're like, hold up, bottles and pans is on.
and you hear like the reactions from the people like, ugh,
Yeah,
what song is this?
No.
Like, turn that shit off.
No, everybody in the movie loves it because it's still make believe. They're just like, oh, bottles and pans, and they start dancing. And somebody like chucks a aluminum garbage can through a pizzeria window, and is like, guys, turn up your radios. Bottles and pans is on.
Number one with the bullet, the bottles and pans. And then we see his tragic downfall.
Yeah. He's trying to write other songs about other stuff in his kitchen. And he can't come up with anything as good.
It's like, you're tearing me apart.
Forks and spoons, forks and spoons. It just doesn't have the magic of bottles and pans, Jeremy.
Well, that's funny you bring it up because remember that framed spoon picture he had in his apartment?
Oh, yeah.
In the room.
He did.
It was just a framed spoon.
I forgot about that.
Oh shit. Okay. Tommy.
This is getting eerie.
Yeah.
Deep.
I think you actually tapped into your subconscious and pulled that out of your ass.
Oh.
A utensil-based musical
Oh,
act.
hi, Tommy. You're my favorite customer.
You're my favorite musician.
Hold up, guys. I wish he would make it, too. It would have to be him. Although he is getting up there, man.
Yeah, let the man retire.
Oh, he looks timeless, though.
If a
That's
pile
called
of
hair
ropes
dye.
looks timeless. He looks like a bunch of ropes dressed in a leather vest.
Stop it.
He's like got the Iggy Pop thing going where he has no body fat at all.
Oh, he's a lean, mean,
And
directing
like
machine.
thin skin.
Yeah, but also there's like a kind of fragility that comes along with that where you're like, ooh,
People age.
I hope you're okay. That's all. I don't want to lose. I'm not ready to lose Tommy Wiseau.
I couldn't handle it either.
Yeah, I need him to make a couple more movies. I haven't got to watch his shark movie yet. You heard about this?
I haven't.
He's got a new movie out that he was doing a small like art house tour with. I haven't seen it yet, but it's like something to do with sharks, I think.
Something to do with shark.
But it's Tommy. To me, it's like I want to know.
Well, that works out. He could reference his previous movie, The Room, like, you're tearing me apart. But referring to a shark.
That would be awesome, like a Quint moment.
I like
Yeah.
that.
I got one. Oh, hi, shark.
Oh, because it's Mark.
Because it rhymes with Mark.
Oh,
And
he
then you hit him.
made like a horror movie called The Dorm or The Room that dripped
I don't know that
blood on Alex.
I don't know where you find these things.
Yeah, I've
Not
only ever
Alex.
seen The Room.
Yeah, I don't know if those other ones exist.
Yeah,
They could be posters only. I don't know.
yeah, we'll try to find them. I say that every time they come up. I never do it. I mean it this time.
Just wait till it goes on Riff Tracks. That's what you guys are going to do.
That's really what we're gonna do. Is it my turn?
Probably. Yes, it is.
I mostly thought of TV show stuff that bugs me, but this one crosses both the silver screen and the TV screen. I'm sick of it. It's hack, and it's even hack to bring it up. Would you say goodbye before hanging up the fucking phone?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
God damn it.
I've tried it in real life, and it feels amazing. Yeah, I have. I've done it several times. Where I'm talking to somebody, I'm like, "Yep, that sounds great. Okay," and then I'm gone. And I like to do it on like kind of that
But the
suspended
okay
note.
is almost a goodbye.
All right,
That's almost a goodbye.
but it's not a goodbye.
They don't even do that
Yeah.
in movies and TV. They're just like, call John about the thing, and then we're gonna go around the blah blah blah, and then hit the town.
Remember
And they hang up.
the X-Files were the worst at it,
I don't
or the
hate
best at it, depending on whether you like it or not.
I don't like it.
You don't like it, but the
Goodbye.
X-Files were
Have
notorious.
the respect for your characters to say goodbye to them.
I think.
maybe they were just so connected that they didn't even need to.
Do you know how fucking awkward it would be if phone conversations on TV and movies started sounding like real ones? It would be hilarious.
Thrill me.
Yeah, they'd be like, "I'm sorry, what did you say?" I said, "Thrill me." Calling about a couple of teen murders.
No,
Well, you need to come in to work.
It was that thing where you can only hear one end of the conversation, so the person that you're listening to has to repeat everything.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
It's
Well,
like,
Bob
what?
Newhart
What's
does
it's
that.
Like it's like Lassie or something. You have
Yes.
to repeat like, oh, what's that? Like, you mean pick up milk? And
Are-
also, who's dead?
Well, so Freddie's going to say, and we've been watching Newhart because we are 85 years old in our hearts.
Yeah.
And
They're not new hearts.
that's his thing that he does. No, they're old hearts.
Yeah.
That's his bit where, he's on the show and he's just, you only hear his side of the conversation and he is repeating the things they are saying and it's ridiculous.
He kind of invented that. Like I've never, like, as far as I know, that's like his thing.
That's funny. But because he's playing on the, like, this is a dumb thing that we have to do.
Yeah.
And let me make jokes out of it.
Yeah. You know what? Who did it really well
Just say
too?
goodbye to people. That's all I'm saying.
Have you seen the film Ruthless People with Danny DeVito and
That
Bette
Midler?
Midler? Yes.
I have not.
And Judge Reinhold. Oh my God, Amy, you would love this movie. It's so
That is
funny.
a good cast.
It is a great cast. I got to see if it's streaming. But real quick to that point is there's a one-sided conversation where it's Danny DeVito getting a wrong number call, and you just got to see him do it though. It's just really fucking funny. I mean, people do that now with the telemarketers on text and stuff, but Danny DeVito really lays into this person in a fun way, like a single sentence, beautifully executed.
Okay. But did he say goodbye to them when they were done?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I need the context of this call, Amy. Like, do you have to say goodbye during an angry conversation?
Oh my.
No, but that's different. But if you're just having a general conversation between two characters on a TV show or a movie, and neither one of them says goodbye, or the other one isn't like, fuck you, you just hung up on me. You know what I mean?
We're gonna have to pay for rent. Hang it. Ruthless People. I mean,
Ruthless.
I don't know if I'd buy. I might buy it, but if they want
We'll see.
$17.99
Well, look.
in this day and age for a digital movie,
It could be streaming on Netflix, and that doesn't get pulled up
That's
on
true.
Apple TV. Jeez, old Pete.
that's
See
expensive.
him freaking out over here?
I am freaking out. That's too much money for Ruthless People.
All right, so that's mine. Just say goodbye. Freddie.
You want me to say goodbye?
No, it's your turn again.
Oh, okay. The other thing, this thing, if you're in a movie and you're making it now and you put technology in it, just presume that people, when they see it in 20 or 30 years, are going to know as much about that technology as you did or more. And like the prime example is like Nerds in Paradise, the second Revenge of the Nerds movie.
Yes.
Where, they
Are you nitpicking Nerds in Paradise?
yeah, just this one thing. Because it's
That poor little
egregious.
movie. It didn't do anything to anybody.
I love Nerds in Paradise. For the record, I watched it habitually almost every other day for a long time.
That's really weird.
Because I loved the Revenge of the Nerds movies and I had it on tape. And I
really
didn't have a
weird,
lot of
dude.
tapes at the time.
I watched part one a lot too.
Yeah, it was a great movie. Well, I'm not necessarily a great movie. I don't really know that to be true, but it means a lot to me. And it means a lot to you.
It's great to you. That's all that matters.
But in two, you end up on the spring break in Mexico, I think. Anyways, they took the Revenge of the Nerds that you know and love, and they took all that same problematic stuff and a few good jokes, and they sent them off to sunny, maybe Florida. It might have been Florida. But the point is this. Your main character, your Carradine nerd, meets Courtney Thorne-Smith, I think.
Really?
Yeah, in the airport. And she's having problems with her computer. And she must have had a laptop now that I think about it. An early laptop. But,
No way. That's not possible.
It was something. It might not have been.
How big was it?
Well, I don't remember, but the important thing is the Carradine who's helping her is like, the problem is the angle, your typing angle. You put your hands up like this, you'll notice that your computer starts working right again. And if you're down like this, it's tough. And they're making like these digital sounds when he's doing it. And I'm just like, that made fucking no sense then. We weren't using mice yet at that point. This tells you about what time period, right? Like a computer mouse is not a common thing yet when
Pull
Nerds
up a
in
chair,
Paradise came out.
children. Grandpa's talking about the past.
So like we were naive enough as audience members. Maybe the mouse had come out not that long ago, and we're like, You can move that thing around and it moves the pointer, and you can hit the button and the button will do the thing the pointer's pointing at.
Or what about the click clacks?
Yeah, do you guys remember? You're just a couple years younger than me, but do you remember the big deal that the mouse was when it came out?
Honestly, we didn't have a computer for a long time. Like I didn't get one until the late '90s in my house.
Same.
95, I think we got ours.
Yeah.
I got the.
I've never not grown up with a mouse, so I don't know pre-mouse days.
The only
with
reason
computers.
I know is because my friend
Well,
Robbie,
I had a Commodore
Robbie
64.
Leroy. Okay.
Did it have a mouse?
No, 64 didn't. But you remember? It's funny. I can say Robbie Leroy, and I think everyone at some point in this group has met him or knew him.
I know Robbie. Yeah.
Robbie had early computers. That's what he was into, and so when the mouse came out, I got to see the excitement of a computer user reacting to a new way to interact with their favorite thing in the world. You know, so. This is the framework that Nerds in Paradise came out in, but then it happens a lot in the 80s. We just presume no one would ever understand how computers work.
So therefore, they can do whatever the fuck they want, like
writers,
in Star Trek, when we're like 400 years in the future.
Yeah,
I don't think they understood how computers worked either. So it's the blind leading the blind.
Because you get war games where AI is going to destroy the whole world until you teach it tic-tac-toe. That happened there. The other big, obviously, I think the ones who handled it the best were the Terminator movies because it was left it kind of vague enough. They didn't really try to super explain all the nitty-gritty details. But then you get movies, like Ghost in the Machine by the time you're in the 90s where they're really in Lawnmower Man, where they push that shit and they just want the audience to be like, of course that's how computers work.
Weird Science?
Weird Science, yeah, perfect example.
All you gotta do is put a bra on it and you're good to go.
But that's my thing with it is like maybe you have to go one of two ways. You either lean super camp and you're like, yeah, computers are magic. And if that's what you're going to do, like Weird Science is clearly computers are magic. They're just a device. But the ones who try to fool you, like most recently Money Plane.
They did try, didn't they?
They thought they could
You gotta heist the crypto from the plane.
Yeah, on thumb drives and such, I guess.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know anything about that, so for all I know, they could be right.
Right, but they wanted people, they felt in the 80s and 90s,
10 years from now, they're gonna be like, look at this. They thought you were stupid.
Yeah. Be like carrying an iPhone around. Like if I told you, like,
All right, Freddy.
Somebody was like, what was the stuff that's supposed to control our minds? G5 or whatever?
5G?
5G. G5. The regening.
All right, you're getting cut off. Matt, your next one.
We're going back around? Okay.
Yeah.
So this one bothered me because I knew it was false. But it made some great movies. It was where the belief that people only use 10% of their brain.
Oh, I just heard that today on a show I was watching. Oh my God.
So
That's
I think
so
on
funny.
one end of the spectrum was that movie with the Black Widow in it. I think it was called Lucy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scarlett.
So just
ScarJo.
Scarlett Johansson. Yeah. So kind of a forgettable action movie with a premise that doesn't make any sense. But then on the other end of the spectrum, and this wasn't the focus of the movie, but there was a great old Albert Brooks movie called Defending Your Life.
Oh my God. I just recommended that to Amy.
It's in my queue right now.
It's a great movie, or at least I remember it being a great movie.
It is.
Well, I don't want to spoil anything really, but after you die, you go to this purgatory where you are reviewing your life, and people there, I guess, have unlocked different percentages of their brains. Excuse me, and it's kind of like it's kind of equated to dick size. So like, oh, this guy's got 37% of his brain. He uses 37% of his brain. So I don't know. That was I really disliked Lucy. Really liked Defending Your Life. I think somewhere in the middle, or actually probably closer to the bad side, was that Limitless movie with Bradley Cooper that came out.
When it came out, it was pretty fun though, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean it's a cool concept.
Yeah.
But it's rooted in nonsense and it's not true. But there's probably a generation of kids that think it is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were that generation of kids that thought it was true. And then
I'll have you know, when I heard it today on the show,
Pluto's
I was
not a
watching,
planet anymore.
the show's watching, and the lady said it. And I'm like, I thought that was debunked. That's not true, right? And I wasn't even sure. I'm not even fully deprogrammed yet.
Well, don't you hate that when you're watching something where somebody should know better and they still say it, and you're like, wait a minute, this person.
Wait, the
says
makers
they're-
of Stargate SG-1 should have known
they should
better.
have known better.
Okay, Freddy.
I'm thinking more sometimes like, well, yeah, you're right. Entertainment. If you work in entertainment and you don't know that 10% of your brain shit is cockadoodie, then you work in entertainment. All's forgiven.
Cockadoodie. Okay. Okay, Annie.
Yeah, it's dirty cockadoodie.
Dirty.
poo-poo.
Okay, misery.
It's giving misery. Andy. You got any more?
Okay, back to me. Well, I kind of like here's one I miss actually. Remember the '90s? Well, kind of piggybacking off of Freddy's, like '90s internet movies where they thought it was like a physical thing that you can go into.
Yes.
You can see, and like when you logged on the internet, you can see all the numbers go by and see all the lines of
The
code.
Matrix?
The Tron-like
Yes.
grid.
The Matrix. What's that? The net. The
Yeah.
hackers.
shit.
Did they
That
do
type of
that in the
thing.
net? Did they show like the inside of the internet? In that
Kind
movie?
of.
I want to watch that.
I haven't seen that in
Yeah.
so long. I feel like that movie would make
Watch
me
that.
want to scream.
Yeah, and
probably.
laugh.
I don't know
laugh.
if laugh would be it. It might be
I
just
like
like.
that movie a lot.
Is it hold up? You think?
No, not technology wise, but
Yeah.
it tickles an
though?
itch.
Yeah.
And another thing is like I love it when people have to download things by a certain time, and
Yes.
it's like it's 99%. Like, come on.
Keep him on the line.
Yeah, and they have to get the disc out by a certain time.
We couldn't trace the call.
Yeah.
So is
Got
the
a
net?
partial
Is that
location. Yeah.
is that the Sandra Bullock movie
Yeah,
where she's
Sandra
afraid to go
Bullock.
outside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's got the
They
note.
cancel her credit cards. I remember that part.
Yeah, they stole her life basically.
Yeah.
Because she
Gosh.
she was a trailblazer because she was like the first work from home person.
Was she telling?
She's the first remote worker. God bless her.
Yeah.
We should put a fucking statue.
Why
up.
were they coming at? Do you remember why they were coming after her character?
Because she accidentally stumbled upon some internet espionage type things.
Isn't that the same thing that happened to Will Smith in Enemy of the State? Like he just stumbled
Sure,
across
I've never
something.
seen that. Yeah.
I've never seen that.
I think that
It's
movie
taking me a
is the
second to
same
think.
movie as The Net.
Okay.
Well, that-
I think it's an unofficial sequel, maybe.
All right.
Oh, okay. That was just.
I don't know. We were all just like digesting
Yeah,
it.
we were just-
Okay.
Because
mhm,
I saw
unofficially.
Matt
said.
gesture. It looked like he was going to say something.
Yeah. What were you just saying, Matt?
Okay.
Well, I was thinking about Enemy of the State as a movie trope kind of pet peeve too, where it depicts the government as a functional organization. If you guys haven't seen it, yeah, and I think Will Smith maybe was put into contact with the victim of a crime, and he was protecting her, and they zeroed in on him. And just having been around and worked for and adjacent to the government for most of my adult life, nobody knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That
There's
makes
no way that-
sense.
Yeah. Well, they people always jokingly say that, but also it's not really an incompetence thing. It's that they, like you were saying, Matt, I think I finally understand this as a middle-aged man, that the government has no interests of its own, or motivating factors of its own whatsoever. It only exists as a bunch of organizations, giant bureaucracy. Like that's all it is.
And they're very siloed. The police don't know what the FBI is doing, and the CIA doesn't know what the police are doing, and Interpol is something else. I don't know.
Yeah, and they're all wrapped up in getting their jobs done every day.
And earning their budget and more next
Right.
year.
Yeah, it's all and it's so.
Ooh, we're so cynical.
It's so, but it's so.
But it's kind of true.
It's cool though, because the conspiracy-minded people will say no, it's this grand scheme and it all works perfectly together.
Because they want to think that
But isn't it more
There's an adult in
interesting
charge.
to know like there could be an X-Files division just because no one's paying attention? Like that's
But if
more
it's
interesting.
there, I guarantee you it's staffed with people that just want to go home.
Yeah. Even if they're working with aliens directly, they probably are watching the clock. Like that first 3-4 days with the little gray alien trying to talk to it is probably awesome. But then like day 5 and 6, you're probably like wanting to binge TV again.
Yeah. You're like, it's only fucking Tuesday and Ghosts.
Yeah. Oh, I love Ghosts. That show's great.
But he was talking about the actual entities.
Oh, you're talking about real ghosts,
okay,
but I'd be
actual
bored
ghosts.
with them. I've seen real ghosts like 14 times now since I've been working for the X-Files.
Freddy, that rant about the government, it sounded like you just opened the other 90% of your brain.
Is when the government, when you feel like you're like, oh my God, I finally understand how the government works. It's all of a
It's
sudden
like, wow, it's like I can see it all now, man. I'm using 100% of my brain.
and it's way more boring than I ever hoped.
Very mundane.
I'm moving us along. When is our food coming, babe? I'm just
Between 8 and 8:20.
Oh, okay,
Oh, wow.
good. But they're on their
DoorDash.
way already, so that's not true.
Oh, they left early.
They lie. Anyway, thank you, Andy. That was an excellent choice.
Yeah, this
Now
category has been pretty interesting so far.
My next one
Yes, please.
comes from the sci-fi world. Because like I was mentioning before, I was watching Stargate SG-1 in the background today. Because I was trying to see when it gets good. I'm deep into the second season and it's not there yet.
Yeah.
And Freddy quit, so I just put it on when I'm working. Anyway, you guys didn't need all that. You didn't.
I quit
need any of
SG1,
that.
guys.
It's way too much.
Okay.
I left the unit.
But the whole point of it, and this goes for Star Trek too. This is absolutely goes for Star Trek too. They visit an alien planet, a different planet, and there are alien beings there. There's only ever just one leader and one monoculture, and everybody looks and dresses the same. There's never multiple cultures
Oh, wow.
and multiple leaders to deal with like our own fucking planet has.
The closest
You know what I mean?
get is the Romulans and the Vulcans, I think.
Well, but that's thousands of years
Yeah,
ago they were
you're right.
severed as
You know what it is?
even before fucking Star Trek
Do
started.
you think that when you're watching Star Trek, the world building always insinuates that these other cultures are older than ours, in that they somehow have become monolithic because they're past their melting pot phases and stuff?
But even when they like roll up on some like rural kind of
Yeah, they're all the same.
more primitive
No,
culture.
you're not wrong either. Yeah.
Well, Amy, in Star Trek's defense, everybody on that show is also wearing the same exact thing.
Yeah.
But they've got the colors.
They are
Red
different
for
colors.
command.
Do you think, like, too, in the writer's room, I feel like the excuse is
Well, they don't have time.
kind of what I was saying, that they give themselves that out. They're like,
Yeah.
well, this culture, it's past its phase of dealing with multiple cultures in the same parts of the sharing spaces. Like, but you're right. They would be way more interesting if they got down to the Vulcans and you got to see like the working class and the other classes and like actual immigration between alien nations. is a
I
cool
want to
idea.
visit each and every one of these planets' ice facilities or whatever they call them.
Or maybe they don't even have
I drove
borders,
past
man.
this old building I worked at. Next door to it was an ice, like very discreet building. And I drove past it recently, and I'm like, I wonder if they moved it, because it's been years since we've been in that building.
Yeah.
It's still there.
Still-
There were still a line of people trying to go in.
Do it all there, whatever.
It's interesting. Anyway, that was my other one. Let's do a quick round and wrap
okay.
this bad boy up.
I didn't have any more myself, but if you guys have one top of
I
mind, go for it. I
Who's
hate it
got
when
one?
sharks
Matt's
get
got one.
revenge.
Matt said he had 3, so you have another one, Matt?
It's just a quick one.
Yeah.
It's when the writers or whomever insists that an actor smokes, but that actor is not a smoker, and you can
You
clearly
can
tell that
tell.
they're not an
Yeah.
alien. So,
You can always tell.
Everyone here except for Andy
They
is
hold it weird.
an ex-smoker, and
Yeah.
I think
And they're like,
you clock it because you're an ex-smoker probably more.
Yeah.
that's probably what it is.
So I'm like, I don't see the shudder through their entire body after the first drag.
Pure fucking pleasure, man.
Or
Are they appropriating smoking culture?
yep. Or
Right.
Or you
the
went to
Yeah.
the
the
authentic?
long, high-pitched, relaxed
our
fart
culture.
that comes out when you breathe out that first batch of nicotine. It's like, if no one's around, you're like, I'm gonna step out front for a minute. the two things you're doing is smoking and farting at the same time.
Coming out both ends.
You're just like, and then smoke. Oh
That
my
sounds
God.
dangerous. It would just cause a decompression inside your body if you're smoking and farting.
I got one.
Yeah.
Suspenders automatically equal nerd.
Oh, and pocket.
It's an
protectors,
older
too.
like trope, and
Yeah.
it's not as much, but kind of still.
You think now?
Urkel, anyone?
Gallagher.
Gallagher. These are all very timely examples.
Who wants
Contemporary.
Gallagher
chocolate
2?
milk?
Gallagher 2 is the only one alive still, right?
Yeah, Gallagher.
yeah.
Gallagher 1 is deceased.
Any others you can think of?
You know.
I've got one specific to me.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be a very niche audience that understands this because
Is it about gay
whenever-
porn?
yes, whenever
That's not niche. I understand
it's
that.
never that clean.
It's very not niche.
But this is specifically for figure skating or gymnastics fans.
Oh shit.
The depiction of figure skating and or gymnastics in movies is very unrealistic because they're doing these things that are physically impossible. Example, in figure skating movies, when they're not being it's not like Blades of Glory or anything like that, but that's obviously unrealistic. But every time they do a jump, it's always like they're spinning forever in the air, and it lasts for like 20 seconds.
You slow it down
And
a little. There you
at
go.
this point, the most somebody can jump is 4.5 revolutions in the air. But in movies, they depict it as like 20 spins in the air, and that's just not right. So that's just
Not
for
right.
me and a certain
Not okay.
segment of people.
Well, don't you feel it doesn't even need the extra razzle dazzle to begin with? It's like pretty already there.
Yeah, I mean, but they're appealing to people that
They're
don't
trying
know
to
the
like
sport very
zhuzh
much.
it.
You know what?
Yeah.
Did they do it in
ice skating
Tanya?
movie I love, Blades of Glory.
Well, that's what he said.
That movie, I love it, Andy.
Cutting Edge. Ooh, I haven't seen that
Cutting
forever.
Edge is pretty good
Yeah.
too.
There it
Watch
is.
that. Yeah.
So Blades of Glory, you were not talking about it in reverence of it.
I'm
though,
not. No,
Andy.
I'm not. I was
No.
not talking in about that movie because I know that's unrealistic.
Yeah, you wish they'd stop. You're like, if you guys could just stop.
I need women to stop waking up with full faces of makeup in TV and movies. None of us are going to bed with our bras on. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know. Other things.
Oh, there's all kinds of other things. Like this whole idea that if you are a photographer and you work in the subway, you're going to end up on the midnight meat train. I mean, it sounds pretty far-fetched. It keeps happening.
Yeah, so many
Yeah.
movies have done that. I'm so tired of that trope.
It wouldn't be a stereotype if it didn't happen all the
Yeah.
time.
It's true.
Right?
Yeah. Well, I think our food will probably be here soon. And
Yeah.
we're,
I got a
so
little
we're probably
food
gonna wrap
coming
it
our
up.
way. We got some Outback.
What
Ooh,
Outback, huh?
fancy.
Right?
A good friend sent us some DoorDash credits, so we're
Fancy is not.
treating ourselves to some
Correct.
Outback.
It's just a
Are they-
notch above the McDonald's I would have ordered if Freddie had let me. You know.
It's
You
a
should- you
little
should have them-
healthier.
You should have them drop it off at your back door.
Oh, Andy.
Is that an anus reference?
Outback.
And drop it off right at my
Oh.
anus.
Did you know? Speaking of that, there's
Beats the middleman.
like an astronomy wallpaper that comes with your your iPhone,
Is there a pastrami one too?
and you can scroll through and you can have each and every planet as
Astronomy.
your wallpaper. And right now, I have Uranus,
She does. Amy's like, I got a picture of your anus.
and I made him look at the
And
anus.
I'm like, I know what you're doing.
Here's your actual anus. Okay. That being
I
said,
know what
I
you're
think
up
we're
to.
done here.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Matt. It was fun.
Thank you, Matt.
yeah.
I hope
That
you had
was really
fun.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks, man.
You're always welcome back.
It was great. Oh, well, sure.
Wow.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Indeed.
What do you want to talk about?